Moloko, will the former First Lady sue or not?
Hello, Tembegile. Well, after nearly 5 years, the estranged wife of the former President of the Republic, Jacob Zuma, this is Nompumelelo Ntuli-Zuma, can heave a sigh of relief because, as you just said, the acting director of public prosecutions in KwaZulu-Natal has declined to prosecute her, but also no one is going to be prosecuted because the NPA say that there's no evidence indicating that the former statesman was even poisoned. But let me speak to Mr. Ulrich Roux. He is the attorney for Ms. Nompumelelo Ntuli-Zuma. Sir, thank you so much for making time. Did you get the confirmation? And does this mean that Mantuli is now off the hook?
Yes, thank you for having me. Indeed, we received a letter yesterday, not from the NPA and also not from the Hawks, but from a journalist, confirming that the charges have in fact been withdrawn in its entirety, and the letter confirming that there was in fact never any evidence to indicate that there was a poison plot to kill Jacob Zuma. This, of course, is very contradictory with the allegations that were levelled against my client, dating as far back as January 2015.
Interesting, because as you just said, when we were speaking earlier, you said that you received a letter from the former National Director of Public Prosecution, Advocate Sean Abrahams, who confirmed that Mantuli was a suspect and indicating that the former statesman was poisoned. Now, when the NPA now says he has never been poisoned, who is lying here as far as you're concerned?
Well, I think it's a case of political pressure having been imposed upon the former head of the NPA, Mr. Sean Abrahams. But just to sketch a brief history of the matter, my client was thrown out of the Kandla homestead in January 2015. We deposed to an affidavit in June 2015 where we answered numerous questions posed to her by the Hawks, and we have since then not had any formal communication from the Hawks pertaining to whether there's been any progress made in the investigation or whether there's been any decision made to prosecute our client or not. In October 2017, Mr. Sean Abrahams sent a letter to me personally after I had made more inquiries, confirming that there was sufficient evidence in the docket that Mr. Zuma, there was an attempt to poison him, and that my client was in fact implicated in that plot to poison him. Whereas the letter we received now, dated 13 September this year, confirms that there is not even a shred of evidence, one, to show that Jacob Zuma was in fact, there was in fact an attempt to poison him, and two, let alone by whom. You know, there's no one linked to any attempt to poison him. So certainly, someone is lying here at the NPA.
All right, just finally, Mr. Roux, what is her recourse? Is she going to sue, or she will just let the bygones be the bygones?
Well, I need to take formal instructions from my client, but obviously, there has been severe damages sustained to her reputation, as well as emotional and financial damages. She had to endure legal costs over a period of 5 years in defending these allegations. She had her reputation tarnished in the media severely as a result of these allegations. And finally, after 5 years, she has been vindicated, and I will be advising her to take legal action and claim for civil damages against both the NPA and the SAPS.
Ulrich Roux, he is the attorney for Mantuli, the estranged wife of the former President Jacob Zuma. As you heard there, she is now free to carry on with her life without fearing that she could be arrested.
Moloko, for now, thank you.